I've lived in the Deep South for about a year now. Yes, it is exactly the shit show you've heard it is. These people are truly fucking stupid. Descendants of the original British North American terrorist invaders with names like Mason, Dixon, Smith, and Wesson, they've become fat, lazy, and incredibly wealthy, finally selling off the family farms to HOA developers. Now that they're floating in cash, they have no reason to study or improve themselves, and think the 135 assault rifles scattered across the living room will protect them from people like you trying to take their money away. But what's truly interesting is that there's a certain kind of woman born below the Mason-Dixon line who believes her destiny was written in cursive, probably on a wedding invitation embossed with magnolias. She's the Southern bless your heart Barbie, a living, breathing cocktail of charm, manipulation, and delusion, garnished with a lemon wedge and a splash of Chardonnay. With absolutely zero aspirations for anything remotely responsible, these women may be the dumbest humans ever born on this planet. Case in point, let's follow the life of one of my neighbors. To protect her fragile soul, we'll just call her Bless Your Heart Barbie. Act 1. The debut of the delusion. From birth, Bless Your Heart Barbie is trained like a prize horse, not to run, but to pose. She's told she's special, precious, chosen. Every hair bow, pageant crown, and "you're such a pretty girl" lays another brick in the mansion of her twisted fucking ego. By high school, she has perfected the art of competitive femininity. Her social life is a pyramid of validation, looks, money, and practicing writing her first name next to the handsome college-bound quarterback's last name. Her classmates might study calculus, but this bimbo studies the fine art of pretending to be helpless while expertly destroying a lesser girl's psyche and reputation. Bless your heart, Barbie scores a 750 on her SAT with a GPA somewhere around 2.1 and uses ChatGPT to write her college essay without editing a thing, and somehow secures a legacy admission to her BF's college, taking a spot away from a much more deserving candidate who actually wants to learn something, forcing her to settle for some shitty community college. When the quarterback proposes sometime before finishing his college football degree, sometimes even before finishing his proposal sentence, she beams like a legit goddess. She's won the lottery. She secured the bag. Her mother cries tears of joy. Her father cuts the deposit checks. She buys a gigantic wall calendar that counts down the days until her storybook wedding that'll cost as much as a modest home. And Bless Your Heart Barbies, faux friends, start counting down the days until she inevitably cheats on him with some rando CrossFit instructor. Act 2. The Queen of the Subdivision. So at first, her marriage is everything she dreamed, if her dreams were written by a Hallmark intern hooked on Xannies. Her third-string quarterback hubby fails to get drafted by the NFL, but he's semi-famous enough to score a swanky sales position from some douchebag who wears the same socks. Dad fronts a huge down payment, and Bless Your Heart Barbie moves into a McMansion with a name like the Whispering Oaks at Summit Mountain Ridge, where every front double door has 2 wreaths and every neighbor has the same haircut. She pops out a kid or two and proudly displays them to anyone who will look as some sort of prized ornament. All her biddy friends compliment her kids, saying the same tired shit people said to Bless Your Heart Barbie growing up, because that's just what you do. The focus shifts away from her and to the babies, but she's cool with that. For now. Bless Your Heart Barbie's Instagram bio now reads, wife, mama, coffee addict, blessed. But the underlying bio, one that she hasn't quite yet realized, is, I have no identity outside of my husband and children, and tequila is the only thing keeping me from faking my own disappearance. Days blur into a loop of casseroles, target runs, PTA drama, refereeing kid arguments, and pondering whether Chad's stupid fucking fantasy football league really counts as work. Act 3. The cracks appear. Then one day something terrifying happens. The kids no longer fit into car seats. They're not quite as cute and showy as they once were. They begin to become self-sufficient. Her tiny disciples no longer need bows, snack bags, or constant supervision. They decide hanging out with Mom is boring AF. Dad's out of the house 60% of the time, either traveling for his shitty sales job or on a triad outing, fishing, hunting, or golf, with his equally asshole work bros. Suddenly, Bless Your Heart Barbie is left alone in a silent house, an emotionally unavailable husband, and a mirror that's no longer magically filtering her reflection through the haze of youth. This is where Bless Your Heart Barbie begins to unravel. The Pilates classes increase. The smiles look strained through the lines on her face. The word wellness becomes a euphemism for denial. She posts quotes about finding herself, but what she really finds is an ocean of regret, the kind that smells faintly of dry shampoo and Chardonnay. Her therapist suggests hobbies. She joins a book club that quickly devolves into a wine-drunk gossip circle, where everyone pretends they're not imagining life as a Florida divorcee banging a much younger pool boy named Javier. Act 4. The Existential Decline. By her mid-30s, she's fighting time like it's her husband's mistress, and she's pretty sure he has one, but denial wins for now. Botox, fillers, facials, anything to keep the illusion alive. The town whispers about her hot dog-looking lips and sunken eyes that she calls self-care. The problem with building your identity around beauty and attention is that both expire, and she's watching the clock tick in real time. Sadly, with Bless Your Heart Barbie blondes and redheads, that clock tends to move a lot faster than it does with brunettes. Her husband's midlife crisis involves a Corvette and week-long trips to a hunting lodge with the bros. Hers involves Googling spiritual retreats in Sedona and briefly considering joining a pyramid scheme disguised as a skincare brand. Her Instagram captions shift from "family is everything" to "sometimes you have to lose yourself to find yourself," which translates to "my marriage is probably dead and so is my fucking soul." Act 5. The Fall. Eventually, Bless Your Heart Barbie becomes what she was always destined to be, a ghost in Lululemon. No one looks at her like they used to in her prime. As a matter of fact, she doesn't even like to look at herself. She haunts the aisles of Whole Foods, clutching overpriced kombucha, rehearsing the story of how she almost went to med school. Bless Your Heart Barbie, although she's bitchy as fuck, really isn't a villain. She's more of a victim of a culture that told her her only worth came from her reflection and her proximity to a man with money. But as the mirror grows less forgiving, so does life. Her kingdom of appearances crumbles. The crown rusts. The pearls lose their shine. She smiles politely at the next generation of Bless Your Heart Barbies, the ones still painting their faces and their futures with pastel delusion, and whispers under her breath while walking through Target, "Oh, bless your little heart." Don't blink, sweetie. It all goes faster than a facelift appointment.